Hello? Hello, hello, testing? Testing, testing. Hello, hello, testing, testing. One, two, three. Hello, hello, hello. Testing, testing, testing. Hello. Okay, okay, what's going on? Oh, wait a second. Let me just double check something. Oh, okay. Well, it is a bit unfortunate, but I've some of the settings just don't seem to be working just fine. Anyway, welcome back. So it turned out that the stream OBS crashed. Wonderful, isn't it? I know it's a great, great time, isn't it? Oh, God. Okay. Right. The OBS crashed, which was great to hear. This is a continuation of last stream. Same title, but without the P2 at the end. Here's basically what I'm doing, okay? From where we left off, I've taken, you know, the latest art, put it into PureRef, uh, a good reference software, and cropped it down to just the boot because I'm correcting the boot. And here, as you can see here, I am I have progressed a bit further than where we left off. I tell you, something's cursed about me and streaming. Every single time something has to go wrong, but ignore that. Just be peaceful, just be zen. Remember, true happiness is always with you. It's always within reach. You just have to believe. Have to believe and provide a small donation of just joking that. But yeah, so I have no idea what I was talking about, and quite a bit. I'm gonna guess like about 10, 20 minutes or something just is lost of whatever I was saying. And I'm looking at my own stream, and it is quite decently delayed, which pains me. It pains me, I tell you. Like I'm looking at it, and it's actually, you know what? I'm fine. Fine. It makes sense. It probably isn't going to be like, 1 to 1. That's a stream. But yeah, I did choose to be as low latency as possible. I'm not entirely sure if I checked that setting box this time when I hurriedly came back to stream. But yeah, I have made some progress. So what I've done is, you can see this is the rough, right? This is what I originally did, and now I've basically been like, okay, I need to make it like the previous boot. It's a merger of all forms, but at the same time, the boot's not going to change too much. So I basically looked at the reference and I was like trying to correct it. There weren't a lot of corrections needed. Yeah, I know it's not 100% 1 to 1, but it's fine. Don't need to pick on the details, don't need to be a nitpick. What does that mean? What is a nit? Okay, fine, I fixed it. What is a nit exactly? I'm not gonna get side railed. I'm gonna focus on exactly how do I finish this leg. So just really quickly, sometimes it really helps if you do this. Just take a color, okay, and you just reduce the opacity and just start coloring it in, right? So I'm just like checking out the area of the leg in the front, okay. Now control transform, and let's put it in the back. Okay, here's what we have. That should be about the area. Okay, so let's just duplicate that. Okay, and let's add in the area down there, right, to actually fill out the space. And now let's bring in the front. You can see, oof, that's a big oof. So yeah, that's basically how you can quickly just check now and then to see if you screwed up. Just literally check the area, right? So if I just make the small change, it should be fine. So I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna use the G pen, which is my default painting brush. I mean, not really painting brush. It's my default outline tool. I'm just gonna double check every now and then. I'm gonna look back at the stream to see if it works. I apologize greatly. So I'm double checking. Okay. So let's just make these small corrections now. Yeah, I guess I don't know if I said this before or not, but it's good enough to bear repeating, so I'll say it again. Uh, Ideally, okay, between your rough stage and your line art stage, you don't really want to make too many changes, okay? Because the idea is, if in the line art stage, it's a lot harder to correct things, like at least large things. Like, say for example, right from here, right, in the rough stage, I just had blah 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 blah. I just drew it, just so and so. And then in the line art stage, I actually went in and I had a lot more detail. All right. Well, that much is fine for like just correction's sake, right? Especially like here, it's straight. I had it in a bit of a bulge, but large corrections, like say for example, if you drew this arm and you decide, no, wait a second, I wanted to hold something, and you just in the line art stage is like, I'm gonna turn the arm around and I'm gonna make a grab something or something like that, right? That's going to bite you in the ass. So the idea is, rough stage is when it's the easiest to actually move things around. Just a vague shape is good enough, right? As long as everything like the form looks fine, the details don't matter. But here, when you reach the line art stage, it's just more difficult. You might be able to fix things really well from here, right? I don't know you. It's kind of like it's up to the artist pretty much. Some people will be able to do that. Some people will have a lot of difficulty. Like, I'm the type of person, you know, I prefer not to actually just have to redo a bunch of work. Like, if I go into the rough stage, right, and I'm drawing something, I prefer to try and make like correct. But there's always a chance that it could go wrong. Like, especially for me, I'm not amazing at art. I'm not like first time always, perfect. But it's kind of like, if you make a mistake, you just gotta like you have to try to make some corrections, but you want to try to how do I best say this? Like this one, what I've done here when I marked out the area of the front leg and the area of the back leg, that's a small change overall, but something I should have been a bit more careful of in the rough stage itself. I was not. That is my bad, right? And again, I make mistakes because like over here and there I have to make a few corrections, but at the end of the day, as long as the end result is fine, it's fine. That's just kind of how it goes. And copy paste also, because if you're gonna have to do the exact same work twice, you might as well not bother, right? Might as well just try to make a little bit, make things a little easier for you. Darn it. Sometimes I just feel like an absolute. That's probably because I am one. I just kind of lose track of what I'm saying. Like, I had a point, right? And then I had another point, because my brain is like operating like on a time zone behind reality. Like, I'm thinking about one thing and then something else happens and I have to actually comment on that. Otherwise, what am I doing, right? I'm talking about things that shouldn't be talked. I'm talking about things too late. Why could be a problem? This is why I can. It's gonna take me a long time to like figure out, just how exactly to make this stuff work. Like, I'm really interested in this, like YouTube and stuff like that. It's fun. Streaming, I enjoy streaming so far. Well, so far, I have streamed to a maximum of one person. Most people who've seen my streams have seen my streams after I've gone and came. I mean, after I've come and gone. Hopefully, this time it works. That's just kind of what I'm hoping for. Like, it's already failed. Okay, This stream has already failed once. Like 12 minutes into the stream, it paused, and I've been sitting here talking to myself just like an absolute idiot. And I looked over and I was like, oh, wait a second. Why is nothing working? And then I realized, oh, it's because OBS is not responding. I love it when that happens, don't you? Yeah, it's always a great time. Oh, oh. Okay, right. And so now I really have to do now. I've I've done the legs for the most part. I've not done this detailing yet. I'm not entirely sure if I want to or not. Honestly, it's something which I could take or leave. I suppose I'll do some of this detailing, okay? I'll do some of this detailing. It's kind of like scales, not entirely so. Yeah. What was this film called? I was chatting yesterday with him. You know, the guy, the friend of mine whose art this is for, right? It's his character. I was talking to him. I think at Genie Time or Genie Trigger and something else. My memory for names is terrible, so I'm not going to be able to tell you actually. Unfortunately. Also, I'm like trying to figure out how to best talk, especially like for a live stream. You know, for a live stream. Okay, please ignore all that traffic outside. I live right next to a main road. The noise cancellation on this microphone is pretty good, but I don't think it's that good so that you can't even hear that nonsense. Yeah. So, where or not was I before that person so rudely interrupted me? I can't remember. I'm an absolute idiot. Well, I'll have to apologize for that too. I'll atone for my sins. Yes. How do I best talk? Like, I know almost nothing about, live streaming or making videos or something. All I know is I enjoy watching them, right? Maybe not so much live streams. Like I watch live streams now and then, but I mostly like yeah, I like watching like VODs of certain live streams and podcasts and stuff. But being there live, that's not really my something I usually do. Not something I usually have the right time for. I don't know. I've not actually, but actually streaming, I don't know. That's just a certain calmness about it. I really like. I also do really want to focus on exactly how do I talk. Like, yes, I have a female avatar, and I absolutely love it. Right? I love my avatar. I would not. I don't want to change it. I mean, maybe I'd want to change it to upgrade it, but I'm not going to change it out to probably some male avatar. I'm not. I don't feel like doing that. Me, Starlight. You know. And if this world was an anime, I would 100% want to be this character. There's no changing that. Okay. But I don't need to be like present. I don't need to present myself as like, oh, I get a cutesy voice, because I don't think I could even pull that off, honestly. But I also can't really pull off a deep masculine. Like I can't pull off a masculine voice. At least I don't believe I can. I don't know. I want to sound happy because I am happy, but I don't want to like sound forced. So I guess it's just like a. I should probably look this up, but I don't know what specific thing to look for. It's complicated, isn't it? So I kind of stumbled upon this as just my best talking voice, you know? Because I want people to like be a bit clear about what I'm doing, right? Sorry, just had a drink of water. I want to be able to properly enunciate my words because whenever I look at my videos, okay, sometimes I get really excited and I start talking really fast and I just can't really understand what exactly I'm saying. It's like the words kind of blur together. And I've decided I want to be a bit more methodical. I want to be a bit clearer, a bit more eloquent about my words. And so I'm just like, how do I sound? Like, is this a good sound for me? Or should I try something else? Like, I don't know. Should I just go with it? Just whatever feels natural, just start talking? Oh, this is such a weird stream, but at the same time, I've spent an entire 2.5 hour stream designing this character, and I basically have no one to back and forth with right now. Like, I'm looking, and if anyone's online, I genuinely cannot tell. My overlay is apparently I might just suck at setting up an overlay, but I don't have anything here I can look at. Hold up, can I just? There's nothing. There's no personal information in here, right? There isn't. So I'm just looking at this. Okay, here's my Streamlabs. I'm looking at this, and I just don't see any information I can use. Like this, as far as I know, this thing here is set for Twitch, which I have a Twitch account, but I am not streaming on Twitch right now. I'm streaming here. Yeah, it's it's a little bit, but yeah, I'm just a dum dum, so whatever. All I do know is I can see if anyone's saying anything because I've got a chat window right here, and there is no one saying anything. So I assume that means I have no one watching. But whatever, right? My first live stream was like this. Also, no one was watching, and I was just able to stream. That one might have been set for like just common settings before I had Streamlabs installed and all of that, which should have been the worst stream. But somehow, by some miracle, was the was technically the best stream I've had so far. Since then, I've had like one live stream. My second ever live stream. Uh, what exactly happened? Yeah, my second ever live stream. I was chatting. You know, I was like pretty high energy, doing a lot of work, and then I looked, and my friend who was trying to watch the stream messaged me and said, "I'm not even live." I looked over. I'm like, "What? I'm live on OBS. What happened? Everything's perfectly fine." And I looked at the YouTube, the YouTube channel manager or whatnot for the stream. I did not click the go live button there, so I had to on OBS click the start streaming button. Okay, the match broadcast starts streaming, and then I didn't understand at all when it said to click the go live button. But apparently, I was supposed to go to YouTube go live button over there, and I didn't. So 34 minutes I was streaming, and I was streaming no one. That is that is that is just poetic. That's just me. God, my streams are stuffed. Then here's what happened. When I actually did go live, it lasted for about 4 minutes. So after about 14 minutes, it just stopped working. I have no idea why. And I'm very terrified right now. Like, I've been streaming for 18 minutes. It might have crashed. I genuinely do not know. But yeah, that was my second stream. Okay, it says I'm live. I'm going to trust that. And I'm just gonna have to hope that I actually am live. My third stream, okay, was actually, yeah, it's a much better stream. The thing is, the delay was set to normal, I believe, which is like almost like a minute back. Like, say for example, if I say something, you'll probably hear it like a minute later. That was unfortunate because I didn't check my settings. Okay, I was just trying to stream. But at least in that, the whole stream, I was having a back and forth with a friend. A back and forth where I was talking, and a minute later, he heard what I said, and then he replied. And then I saw what he replied, and by then, I'd already talked about several other things. And so it's just this beautiful, beautiful back and forth where he was trying to wish at some point that he would just talk, he just messaged me on Discord. But again, very scuffed stream. Very much apparently like me right now. Uh, that stream was overall pretty fun. I got a lot of work done on Tia, this character. Then we have my fourth stream. Yeah, my fourth streaming attempt, which was on Twitch. Believe it or not, I had a Twitch account, and I decided, you know what, I'm actually going to test out streaming on Twitch. Uh, I've gotten a. You'll see on my Twitter that I like posted something. I posted a result of that Twitch stream. Not particularly any numbers or anything like that. It's more like what I drew. So if anyone's interested, I played a game on my channel recently. Uh, Ghost Song. I played that like 2 3 days. I don't know honestly. I think yesterday it went live. Yesterday, day before yesterday, maybe, yeah, yesterday. I think yesterday it went live at around 6 p.m. my time, which means about 2 hours ago yesterday. Probably. That's probably right. So I played that game, and for some reason I had a fascination, so much of a fascination with the save point. Now you might be thinking, oh, what kind of save point was it, right? Why were you so fascinated? Well, um, it was just a flower, an alien flower. It's an alien Metroidvania, okay? And the save point's basically just the flower that pops out of the ground. Not even like it's a flower that looks like all the other small tiny flowers in the air in the in that game. And I don't know why I'm fascinated so much. I was just like, maybe it's because of the main character, right? What was its name? Zero Suit? Dead Suit. Dead Suit. Yeah, the main character, Dead Suit, did comment on the flowers. It's like, flower, how do you grow so fast? And I don't know why. I think that just stuck out in my mind. And when I saw, oh look, oh look, it's a big giant flower. And I'm like, okay, how do I save? And she basically kind of worships it to save. Well, I wouldn't say if she exactly worships it, but she kneels before the flower. She's a robot, so it's basically shutting off. That could be a way to say it. She shuts down before the flower. Maybe that's just how she rests. But I chose to see it as like praying. And so I was like, this is a god. This is my god now. Flower god. Flower goddess. And then I was like, the strange eldritch alien thing. LD. Flower goddess LD. Not for eldritch. And I was just like, yeah, I was just so happy with that name. And then I just kept thinking about it. And then I went on Twitch and I live streamed myself drawing this supposed flower goddess LD. Having a back and forth with the audience of me, myself, and I, which is to say, no one watched because I literally just clicked the go live button. And how on earth were people supposed to find my stream? You know, fair enough. You know, no one would know. I wasn't doing anything impressive. I wasn't like playing a popular game or anything of the like. I was just drawing. But it was fun, and I did post it on Twitch, on Twitter. Flower Goddess LD. Ugh, I honestly don't know what to do right now. I mean, right now, obviously, I know I'm gonna just continue working on this. It would be nice if someone did pop in and I could just have a back and forth with someone. I think that's just be the ideal streaming for me. Just be a bit chill and did the music happened. I can't believe I didn't even do that. Am I that enthralled by the sound of my own voice? Here's some. Have no fear. You don't have to listen to just my own voice anymore. I've been live for. And you know what? I'm not gonna check anymore to see if I am actually live or not. If I'm not, oh well. At least I'll have this art, right? So yeah, basically this channel exists for two main reasons. I want to get better at my art, and I just want to get better, like, speaking, communicating, like, entertaining. Just both of those things combined. Yes, thank you. So that's why I like art, video games. Those are my two favorite things. Well, there's more. There's anime, manga, but that's not much. water right now. It's just a beautiful time between. I just kind of want to do things, and I want some people to see my things. But it's also a matter of I want to entertain people. I don't want to just bore people by doing things. And somehow I'm entertaining myself. So that's all. I always just think of it as, I'm entertaining someone. No matter what, I'm at least entertaining one person, myself. And if I can at least entertain myself, that's at least a victory, a minor victory. Uh, a victory in the loosest sense, but, a victory in the loosest sense is a victory, So people don't seem to understand. And by people, I mean me, obviously. Well, I hope this is working, and if it is working, hello, future viewers. Greetings, viewers of the future. Is me talking calm and all, is it boring? Should I be more excited? I could be a lot more excited, I could talk about things like, Thea Blackwell. I've honestly talked about her way too much. I can talk about the basic idea concept again, just in case anyone is seeing this for the first time. Again, a combination of both the naive genie, the rage-filled monster, literally a being of angst. Oh, an angst and trauma. Mostly trauma, not really angst. And the mature and battle-ready Valkyrie. I don't know how to best describe the Valkyrie, right? It's sort of enlightened, but it's more of accepting the war. That's the way you could probably say. I've kind of reverted back into trying to be a bit calm about this. Because, well, I'm just gonna listen to this later and I'm gonna see if I hate myself or not. I mean, that's... This is really calm though. Normally when I draw, I can't stand the empty noise. So I just have to have something in the background. So I usually just listen to whatever YouTube, any random YouTube video. Well, not really random YouTube. It has to be something that catches my interest. But this time when I'm actually just chatting, just you and me, you, the metaphorical nobody, or, the future. You are the future. That's what I'm going to call you. Viewers of the future. So you, the viewer of the future, and me, someone of the here and now. Well, I suppose the there and then. That's what I am. I'm someone of the there and then, a failed chronicler. While I was chatting at you, a lot of fun. I have mostly done the line art. I believe it's 8. But now I just gotta minimize this once more. In the outlines, add in a border. BORDER. So I'm gonna close this. There's no need for it anymore. I've already got the pure of things done. I'm gonna choose a rectangle and I'm gonna make the box a proper box. A clean box. Box is life. Box is God. Do not question. Oh, sorry. I was slipping into my old ways. Don't worry about that. Pay no attention. Okay. So now I've got this box. I turn off the roughs, okay? So basically the end drawing, we want it to be in these lines. Okay. Now I could go in and delete anything over here that's outside these lines, but honestly it doesn't really matter too much. What I'm gonna do instead is I'm just gonna go in here, and here's the colors. Okay, you can see as part of the colors I've got these. These are because she is a Goliath. Okay, this is a nearly an adult Goliath. Yeah, I know in this one she looks 100% like an adult, but like I probably said earlier, This is more like her maximum potential, her final form. Nice look. The culmination of about 3 years story. Be better, doesn't couldn't it? Maybe these green marks tattoos, Goliath tattoos. But how could it be better? Does anyone have any ideas? This is where it was last time. Happy with. But you know what? Let's make one more layer. Let's call the first one O1 for the main outlines, okay? All of these. This one I'll call tattoo because that's what it is. This one, let's call it EX Deets. Yeah, EX Deets. So basically, I've decided I want to try and go adding because I love what's done so far, but I think it could be better. It could always be a bit better. So let's start off with the hammer. Let's just start adding in a few more details like cracks, you know. Um, ta-da, yeah, I am kind of following off of what was done, in the previous art. But if it isn't broken, don't fix it. That's kind of just the rule of thumb nowadays, isn't it? Well, it should have always been the rule of thumb, but only now have I found my thumbs. I don't know why I found that funny, but yeah, that's me. It's gonna take a lot of time to do all this. Not sure exactly if anyone be interested in seeing me, but yeah. I do want to add in some more detail. So specifically, I want to make the hair better. And if I want to make the hair better, I want to go into EX Deets, okay? Just draw a loose strand of hair. Okay. Here's a loose strand. Here is a loose strand. And here's some hair. A little bit of a correction. The curl is not quite right. And I've been drawing for like 7 years. Like just the basic art of drawing as much as possible, and just the basic art of drawing I've been doing for like a lot longer than just 7 years. But I've been taking drawing seriously for like 7 years, just every single try to get something drawn. I fell in love with drawing properly like 7 years ago, and since then I've just been focusing on improving over and over again. But I don't know, it just feels like the more you know, the more you realize you truly know nothing. If that makes sense. That old, would you call it an adage? I suppose you could call it an adage. But yeah, I've seen like so much art, okay? And I always just can't help but think, how on earth did they do that? I'm just so jealous. And I suppose the answer truly is just time. You just gotta put time, effort into your art, and you'll eventually get there. So for me right now, I'm just putting in the extra bit of time and I'm adding in details. I'm trying to do my best, and well, that's hopefully what history will show. Well, history just being this video, I suppose. I just want to get better. I want to get better and better and better. And art takes time. Art takes so much time. I have so much art I need to get done, but I just don't have the time to get it done. It's painful. Let's see. Kind of going with the same idea of like things are streaming off this hammer. I know it's like kind of like Mjolnir I'm kind of going off that kind of basic concept, yeah. But I have been using that concept since before Valkyrie form, even as you can see over here. Yeah, this one was a bit of a doozy. What I did for this one is I was like everything in vector. I did everything in vector, and then I realized like things were not working out properly, and so I've just gone ahead and I've been like adapted, just adding in more and more details until it finally looked okay. But it was just me screwing. I did screw up. There's nothing else I can really say about that other than I screwed up. It's the truth. Like overall, I'm happier with it than I am than I'm upset with it. But it could have been better. That's the story of my life, especially when it comes to art. It could have been better. It could have been better. It always could have been better. That's why I'm trying to make this one better. I really want to be good at art, you know? I consider myself about average, to be honest. Like, as far as artists go. But I'd love to be just so much more. But when will I ever be? When will that happen, I suppose it's just a matter of it could be right now. It could happen right now. The only thing I'm lacking is just more effort, I suppose. Or is it I suppose you could say that, right? I've just got to put in more effort. But it does feel like I basically dedicated most of my life to drawing art, right now. Basically, it's my job and my favorite pastime. Just drawing, making art. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of you gotta find new thrills in it every now and then. That might be what I'm looking into. Like I need a new mindset is essentially it, Because sometimes success is mostly just you're held back just by what you feel like, you're willing to do right now. The work you're willing to put in right now. I'm trying to put in as much work as I possibly can, but at the same time I do know that I am inherently not that talented a person. So I guess it's a little bit difficult. This last piece of work I'm quite proud of, especially, And it's like to get to that level once again, I feel like I definitely gotten there, Like what I've done so far is definitely of this level at the very least. But does reaching the same level twice even count, Like does it matter if you reach it twice? Like surely you can surpass what you've done before, right? If you did something once, surely if you just learn from what you've done, right? If you actually introspect for once and just be like, what exactly have I done to achieve this success? You can probably figure out how to make an even bigger success, which is kind of like what I really want right now. I don't want to simply just make that, I want to go beyond. I want to make something better. That's how I usually try to approach my art nowadays, especially the past few days. I want to make something better. I want to make my art just infinitely better. And when I can't make my art infinitely better, it is a bit of a depression, It's like it does make me depressed a little bit, but at the same time, just because your art's like not exactly where you want to be, if you can like say you've taken a step forward, right? Even if it's just a bit, if you can say you've taken a step forward, like say for example, I've reduced the amount of time it's taken me to get here. That's a plus, that's a positive. For me, streaming, I always imagined that streaming would make things so much worse. I imagine that, I'd be namesake drawing, right? Because I see all these people drawing and they're like drawing so fast and it's so amazing. And I'm just thinking, Yeah, I'm just gonna be drawing for namesake if I'm gonna stream, because I'd just be talking all the time and I wouldn't be able to draw anything. But surprisingly enough, I'm sitting here talking, trying to entertain someone. At this moment, I think I can only really entertain myself because I'm the only one here. But I am I'm making progress. I'm doing a lot faster than I used to. Art like this complicated art, it would have taken me like a full day, maybe even two, to get done before. Right now, I'm looking at it and it's taken me just a bit over 3 hours in total. And that's with me pausing and talking and, like trying to explain everything, what exactly I'm doing. I'm impressed, I feel like. I'm impressed. Now then, the details here are pretty simple. You know what? Why not? Let's go back. Let's copy this once again. PureF. Open PureF. Paste. Where is it? It's over here, okay? Control Y to open as overlay. I'm gonna shrink it down, keep it here where it's not really needed as much. Make a copy, size it up, C, and focus on. Well, let's focus on this first, right? So what exactly am I going to do? Well, I'm going to try and just add in a few more details. I don't need to make this an exact copy. It by no means does it need to be an exact copy, because this is a new form. You can might change things a little bit. You don't need to like completely throw out the form, right? You don't need to be like, well, I've got a new style of armor now. It's not going to be the same. The rules of the old one do not matter anymore. No, you don't do that. Okay? You can instead focus on just like copying over whatever you think works, just trying to adjust, trying to make differences after that. Beyond that, however, what I looked at, to reference the original armor, I have no idea, but it must have been a pretty good reference, because I think it's like pretty nicely detailed. It was also just something I spent quite a long time making, so that might be why. So here we go, a little bit of this inner. On the inside, should there be anything? What do you think? I'm not absolutely certain what I'm gonna do. Let's focus on the side first. This should be okay. Let me just take a bit of a pause. Let me get some more. Another positive of streaming like this, it just really, I just talk a whole lot and I get thirsty, and so I drink a lot more water. I'm just double checking to make sure I'm live again, because yes, that's been quite a bit of a problem. Okay, I am live. That is wonderful. I'm still live. And once more, no one's around still. Ah. I need to figure this out, Next time I'll try being a bit more proactive about it, but when is next time going to be? I'm gonna be busy IRL for quite a long time, nearly a month. And it's not really like I'm gonna be too busy to even like live stream or upload. It's just a matter of I'm not gonna be here near the computer. I'm not gonna have proper internet. Just like all sorts of things are gonna happen. Oh, I see. We're here. Yeah, let's just modify this a little bit. I've got the right, I've got the opportunity. So yeah, I'm just when I'm like getting into the idea of like streaming and all of that stuff, right? Streaming, recording videos. I got a I got basically a family trip coming up. I'm not gonna be available at all for like about 3 weeks, and I'm not entirely sure what to do. I'm planning on like just trying to record some videos to have them in advance, but would that even make a difference? I've got like what, an average of 10 viewers, basically no subscribers. So I feel like it doesn't really matter too much if I like just leave. The algorithm's not gonna punish me because I don't have anything that can take away. I don't have any, actual like active users. So I feel like, yeah, I might as well, like, when I leave, I'll just leave and I'll come back and figure things out. But I also do want to just keep live streaming, you know, drawing and stuff like that. So I feel like I might just focus on recording because I think that's really what I can do at the end of the day, right? I can record a video. All I need to record a video is just my voice and my art. Well, and a few other things, I guess. PNG, my PNG tuber model. And that's about it. You don't need a whole lot of internet to upload. Although my phone data is not going to be enough. Yeah, at the end of the day, I guess that's just what's going to happen. I'm just going to be out until I'm in. When I come back, then things are gonna have to get hectic, and I'm going to attempt to figure out the whole live streaming and video recording situation at that point. So let's see. So here's what happens if you already crop this down. Okay, you notice that if you expand, you can't really unchange it. Apparently that's how you uncrop something. If you weren't aware, what it was, Control Shift C. Control Shift C basically uncrops it. And so let's focus on this section right now. Better. Like, what exactly are we doing here? We gotta focus on making this little necklace locket thing. Oh, actually, no. I guess I'm just gonna have to draw something and see what happens, right? That's usually how it goes. Draw. Is there any proper way of saying it? Like, draw around and find out? That's not gonna work, is it? I guess you just genuinely have to say, like, F around and find out. Yeah. Just gonna start drawing with, this exact model. And I'm gonna see how I can better. I don't know if I can, to be honest. I probably can't. Is the video too loud? I'm genuinely confused. I'm gonna reduce it a little bit more. On my end, it's not loud, but I don't know what it'll be like on your end. Could I have just done this as like a video? Could I have recorded a video? Would that have... It probably wouldn't have worked, right? Because everything about me talking and all of that work would just be like null and mute, right? Null and void. Like, I'd have to record all that, then I'd have to just delete it all. I'd have to delete all of my talk, like, just all the time I spent talking, and just re-record over that and like speed up the original, the actual art. Yeah, at times I kind of just wish I knew, but I'm kind of just following what Josh Strife says. Josh Strife Hayes says, if you want to learn to do something, just do it. You know, you're gonna learn infinitely more from failing to do something than you're going to learn from trying to just study on how to do it. Well, I guess this applies to everything except being a doctor. You don't want to learn about being a doctor through trial and error. Get all your failure out during law school, during medical school. Figure everything out at that point. But yeah, so I decided, I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna try streaming. I'm gonna try recording videos. I already do know that it's like 1% of 1% are gonna be like actually successful, and I don't have enough hubris to think like I have a lot of hubris. Okay? I'm quite the narcissist while also being very pessimistic about myself. But even I realize that it's not gonna happen. There's always the water of like, oh, wouldn't it? But it's not gonna happen. If it does happen, that'd be cool. But it's not going to happen. I gotta be realistic about this. My goal is to get better, to improve myself, right? To be far beyond what I could possibly have imagined. That is my goal. I want to be good at art. So right now I'm just gonna focus on these details as best as I can because this is going to improve me. And if anyone's interested in watching, that's pretty cool. That's pretty fun. I want to just have like a small, decent community. I want to do stuff and have people who like doing similar things around me. Well, I want to have people around me, period, I suppose. Like the finer details of what exactly they're doing don't matter they could like what I'm doing, they could dislike what I'm doing, as long as they're happy around me. That's what matters, right? Like even a critic's a fan. Speaking of which, I got like my first actual dislike today, which basically goes to show that someone watched my stuff and actually had an opinion. I mean, I say that. I have a few likes as well. So there's some people who are clearly okay with what I'm doing. But there's someone else who's like not a fan of what I'm doing, at least enough to leave a dislike. On what specifically, what was the dislike on? Well, it was on. I played a game recently. Well, I played. There are two videos of me playing games on this channel. It was the second one, the latest one, the one on Ghost Song. I'm not entirely sure why, but it's like I feel like I've gotten a decent thumbnail. I've figured out how to make a fairly clickable thumbnail because the views on that video are the best of all of my videos. But I feel like I've also annoyed some people because when I look at the actual like watch time, it's like on this 40-minute video, I think there's like an average of 2 minutes of watch time over 20 views. Probably because a bunch of people clicked on my video and they weren't particularly enthused about it. It probably wasn't the right thing. Maybe they're imagining like I do something like talk about the game instead of like just play the game, right? Maybe that's what I should have done. I should have just. But the issue is like, how am I going to talk about a game if I don't play it first, right? And am I just going to be playing the game normally? It's kind of a matter of, I know myself, the chances of me actually finishing a game are fairly low. Like, unless it's like a really good JRPG I like, I'm probably not going to finish it. Because I feel like looking back at the stuff I've done, it's mostly just been those that I've actually finished. Not much else. And so I'm just kind of like, What should I have done? Should I do what a lot of game reviewers do, but they just play the game on stream and then they actually talk about the game in a YouTube video? I feel like that might be a good thing I'm capable of doing. That might be my style. Like I've tried doing a pre-recorded video before. No, wait, that's the wrong way of saying it. I've tried doing a scripted video before. It didn't work. I wasn't particularly having fun, and it wasn't particularly entertaining. And so I didn't do that, and I scrapped the idea. Okay, more progress. Yeah, I like it. I feel like it's doing all right. The more progress, just messing around with the line art. Go back in this. And let's make a bit of corrections here. Yeah, I think this is looking pretty good right about now. What else should I do? There should probably be some more details elsewhere. Okay, what I'm gonna do is this. Right, the details on the legs here, I'm just gonna remove it. I'm gonna remove these details. I'm gonna add the armor is going to be like hold V and you can like just pan. I'm gonna do this, right? The same thing I'm doing for the actual arms. I think that should be a pretty good idea. Oh, hold up 1 second. Let me just double check to make sure I'm live. Of one person watching. Hello, hello. Welcome to the live stream. I did not know you were live. I did not know you were in here. So to anyone who's going to be watching this, afterwards, that's the author of this team. How long have you been here, Cantarellus? What's still my wallpaper? What happened? Oh, you saw. Oh, when I tabbed out, you saw that. Yes, that is still my wallpaper. I'm still quite proud of it, and I still haven't figured out how to. Okay, hold up 1 second. Because you brought it up, hold up. Let me minimize this. Minimize all this stuff. Go away. Go away. This is my wallpaper, okay? And because you did bring it up, I do have to talk about that. Because you did bring it up, I do have to talk about exactly what this is. So this is my wallpaper, and I have made this ages ago. Hold up a second. Let me open campaign scenes. No, it's art. Where will I find D&D campaigns? Would it be under the Endless Plateau? Probably. Season 2? No. I'm going to find this. Other things. Stygian Lake? Water campaign was happening around the time of this. Sunset Neotopia. I can't remember. I swear to God, my brain is like mush. So let's take a look. Oh, I swear to God, I'm thoroughly unorganized. That's what I am right now. Goblet of Eternity might have happened around that time. Nope. Earn the Right to Die. Nope. Bones the Makers? No. Oh, yep, here it is, the LGBT plus campaign. And logo. Animation. Okay. Yep, the Longsword Taser. Yep. Longsword Glock Bat Taser. That's a small campaign we were in, hosted by that guy. So this, what you're seeing in front of you, my wallpaper, it's been my wallpaper for hold on, let me look at this. What is the date saying here? Uh it was made 8. What's month 8? Not October, right? August 2021. So about almost 2 years ago. And it's actually supposed to be this. It's an animation. It's an actual animation I made. Okay? A pixel art animation. And I genuinely, since then, have never figured out how to actually set it as my wallpaper and for it to be animated. Yeah. I have a folder called the specifically, hold up right here. I have a folder here called the LGBT plus campaign, and that's just filled with all of the art from back then. I've organized like all of the art for various campaigns into the actual campaign itself. And yeah, this is what I have right here. Speaking of, hold up, let me get myself out of the way. I would love, thinking about this, I should probably make something like this for me, for my stream intro or something like that, but I don't know, that's just a lot of... It's fun, it's a lot of fun, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know if anyone's actually going to be watching this stuff. By the way, I believe I set the latency to ultra low, which should mean near instantaneous between you and me. However, I have the feeling that there is like a delay of maybe like 10-15 seconds between you and me. So, if you type something in chat and you hear me ignore it for like several seconds, that's probably why. That's my best guess. And I apologize, but that's... Every Twitch stream so far has had technical issues. I have not been able to solve all of them, but I have minimized them to some degree. And then, I started this live stream and 12 minutes in, the software crashed. So I was spending just 10-15 minutes or something just talking to myself until I realized it. By the way, I do have to ask, do you prefer it when I talk like, this, a bit slower, calmer? I'm trying to enunciate things a little bit better, a little more clearly. Or would you prefer if I just start talking like this, like this is kind of like how I was going with for the very first few episodes, like some of my videos and stuff like that, right? I just talk kind of normally, not really normally, but a bit more of a hyper, I just don't let my brain process things. I just decide, hey, you know what? I'm gonna start talking about things, and I'm just gonna keep going. And if I say something, I say something. And if I realize later that I shouldn't have said it, then oops, oh well. I think it might be better if I'm just slower. Although I don't know. I'm always impressed, when people are able to like talk super fast and enunciate themselves really clearly, and they're able to convey a point really well. So currently where I'm at with I made the outlines finally, okay? Like last stream I didn't have, the wings or most of the feet. So this time around, I went and I finished out the outlines, and I thought, you know what? I want to be better. I want to improve. And what's the key to time? And so I decided to put the extra time in, and I just started adding in more details. And that's just kind of how it's gone now. I've added in these details. I'm a lot happier right now. I do need like focus on making sure not screwing up, which there's always the chance of me screwing up. Anyway, it's nice having at least one viewer in chat. Da-da-da. I'm just going to continue working on the detail of her armor until I think of something else to say. I could always repeat myself. That could be a great idea. I don't remember what exactly I've said. That shouldn't be hard. I can just start talking. I'm sure I'll repeat some points again. Oh, it's nice to watch you either way. I'm enjoying it, so honestly, just do whatever you enjoy more. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. As long as you're enjoying it, it's like I could do either. See, the thing is, like, it's not like I'm forcing myself or I'm like making up a voice or something like that. I'm just putting more thought into how I speak. Like, even if I talk like this, that's kind of just, it's still me, It's just a matter of I'm just like being a bit more, I don't know, it just feels a bit like more upbeat. But yeah, it's not really like I'm not trying to fake my voice. It's just I'm trying to figure out exactly like what would be best, What would serve best? Because like one of the main goals of this YouTube channel for me is to improve my voice and stuff, just to improve how I speak. And so to improve how I speak is kind of a matter of I need a good line of what exactly am I doing. Ah yes, I still remember now. I have to delete daily bits over here. I suppose I'll find out maybe when I make my next YouTube video or something. Or what am I going to be doing next? It's not decided yet. To be honest, I might make just like a small video or something because I'm mostly going to be working on the comic. Because I do want to get chapter 4 done soon. But it's taking a long time. And I might want to just buckle down and try getting to work on that. I feel like if I'm live streaming it, it might be like, more. I might be able to work it out a bit better. But the problem with that is, that major spoilers. So it's kind of like you don't want to live stream it. It's like, no, I don't want to live stream it. So it's kind of like conflicting of like, especially this art here, what I've done so far, okay? This is so far my fastest art. This one has taken me only a total of like 3 hours and 30 minutes or something like that. Okay? Plus, a lot of talking and stuff like that. Usually when I make art, it takes me like 1 day, 2 days or something like that. But if I'm just sitting down and drawing, apparently it's like if I'm talking to myself, it's just a lot faster. It feels like things are actually just moving along, like I'm actually focusing for once in my goddamn life. Instead of usually I feel like I can't stand it. Like if I'm drawing, like I love drawing and stuff like that, but it feels like there needs to be something going on in the background, right? Something. So I'm always listening to YouTube or something like that, and so I'm able to get through it, or else I'm just gonna like pass out or something, no attention span. But when I'm here live streaming, it feels like, yeah, I'm able to focus on what I'm actually doing. I'm actually able to think for once. even though, most of my thinking is just brain rot. You know, it's like I don't really have a whole lot of thoughts going on in the Nokia. I just like talking to myself, you know, very vaguely, I suppose. It's just pleasant. Feels nice. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff to get done, but this is just, I don't know. This feels like a good hobby rather than just drawing. You know, drawing and hopefully meeting some friends along the way. Hopefully. One idea I was having is, I'd be like, okay, right, here's a, you give me like just whoever, right? Give me a bunch of things like, you'd like to see me draw. Give me like an idea. What would you like to see me draw? Or give me details on your OC or something like that, and I'll attempt to draw it live or, in a recording. But, you know, that idea didn't really pan out. And so I'm mostly just focusing on, the stuff I already have. I guess there's a lot of art I want to do that I don't really have any other chance to do, and I might as well do it right now, in live stream. There's also a lot of art I do want to do that I just can't do in live stream because it is not a good match for live streaming, You don't want to, there are certain things you don't want to mess with in live streams. Especially since, I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. Anyway, I'm glad you're sticking around. And I am pretty close to considering myself done with the line art. I guess I just gotta question myself of, is it done? Add a few more, like crack here, crack here. What do you? Yeah, so this side you could say is armored, right? This is a glove, a gauntlet. Versus, like, hold up, just give me 1 second. Let me just look at my finger. Like, how would that work? Holding it like this. So this is like a gauntlet, okay? And down here is more just like a monster hand. And the idea on. I have. Okay. I'm going to consider right now that the line art is done. So now here's the line art done finally. And the baseline art plus details. The details I feel like really help make it stand out a bit. And now, next step, open a new folder. Call it colors. I'm gonna move the tattoo into the colors folder. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hide outline. I'm gonna hide deets. I'm gonna hide tattoo. I'm gonna call the first one canvas base. I'm gonna just take this, paste it. So this color is the canvas base. Now let's bring in Tia once more. Let's add in the skin. So the first thing I'm going to do for adding in the skin is, like, the color's not going to change any. So let's hide the tattoo and let's just use the paint bucket tool to just really quickly get the skin in here. Okay. And honestly, now that I think about it, that's the only bit of skin that's going to be exposed, or face. Yeah, that's usually how you go about these things. You just use the paint bucket tool. But I'm going. It's fine if you go a bit like inside here under the hair and stuff like that. Then I'm going to make the tattoos visible. Make a new layer for the hair. The hair is probably gonna go over the tattoo. Yeah, probably that does make sense. The tattoos are on the skin after all, so the hair would probably be over the skin, over the tattoos. Honestly, you can just warn about the spoilers. Yeah, but I feel like okay. So here's the thing about streaming the comic. Well, I guess it's a plus and minus, right? The plus is possibly you could get the comic like I we could get the comic done faster, right? That's a definitive plus. Now the negative would be just the fact that someone's gonna be seeing the comic here beforehand, and we're not gonna be able to like. One of the main things also is we wanted to get ahead of schedule, and at some point be like if you want to see the rest of the comic, right? Like if you want to see the comic a few days before in advance, just a little bit of a little bit of a tip, please. That was the idea. Of what right? One of the ideas was it would be probably better to not. I'm gonna have to work. I'm gonna figure out exactly what I'm gonna do. But yeah, the idea is probably it's better not to stream it and just figure out another way to do it. Yeah, so that's probably the better idea. Just don't stream it, or at least we'll think about it some other time. For now, just actually get the comic done, and we'll consider what exactly we need later. Yeah, so far, but what are we gonna do now for colors? I feel like the colors of this one. We could change some of the colors up a bit over here. How so? What should be if I take this, okay? And I go with I'll call it tiara, or kind of more of like a headband to be honest. I'm just gonna start coloring. You know what? Wait. I suppose that might be a decent idea of just I'll take the comic, okay? I'll take all the panels and I'll probably just keep them all like without any text out of context, right? If I stream myself just drawing all of those, that should be fine, right? I think that might work. Just like here's one panel I'm going to be working on, and then here's just another panel I'm going to be working on, and that's just in random. And I'm just going to see beforehand spoilers, so you're not going to see the full chapter while I'm working on it. I think that might work. That might be a good idea. How am I going to go about? But yeah. This is the paint bucket tool, by the way. It's super useful, and I'd recommend you in like at least if you use Clip Studio Paint, or I'm pretty sure even just most softwares. Okay, you want to get used to the paint bucket tool. In Clip Studio Paint, just especially, this tool is like really precise. It's pretty good, especially if you get a little bit of calibration done. Like based on exactly how do you do your lines, there might be a little bit of change needed, but for the most part it's pretty good. And you don't need it to be perfect, right? It just needs to get most of the work done, because after all, like it doesn't matter whether or not you have to like personally spend all that time just coloring in the lines. And if you don't spend all the time personally coloring in the lines, or you've made a grave error, you're not doing it right. No, it's fine. It's fine, It doesn't matter if you do like all the troubling work of just like getting all the little tiny details colored properly, or if you pass that work on, because it honestly does not matter as long as the work gets done, right? It's not like you're giving it to an AI. You're doing the work yourself. You're just using tools to support you. I'm just gonna call this layer green and just figure out what's gonna go on over here. Yeah, just the green underneath. I will make here as I see. But for now, I'm just gonna go into the layer above. The blue is in the layer above, the green is in the layer underneath. So I'm going out around, filling in green, and then I'm going above the blue and delete it so that the green, so that it works out. Yeah, sometimes I actually hit the button too much and I swap to a different tool. It's what happens. It's life. Don't worry about it too much. Pretty good, girl. Okay. Paint bucket 2 once more. Now there's so there's so much work. I'm gonna be getting painted this paint building as well. Okay, we're doing good so far. We might want to change some of the colors later, but we're good for right now. Okay, so I feel like I'm making some pretty progress on this art piece. I have no idea what time it is right now. Let me just quickly double check that. Well, wow. Time flies by fast when you're having fun. I've been streaming now for an hour and 22 minutes, not counting. This is an hour and 22 minutes, not counting that time the 15 minutes plus, where I started streaming and then it crashed. You know, Cantarellus, when I'm like actually here, I can see nothing other than other than the comments. Sorry, what do you mean? Other than the chat, I can't see anything. Okay, I can't see like how many people are watching, or if anyone's actually watching. I can just barely like see at the bottom of OBS. It'll tell me how long I've been live for. I can't even make sure I'm live. I have to open up YouTube and just manually look at it to just double check to see if I'm live or not. Like it actually, this actually happened and screwed me over a little while ago, where I was I was live and talking, and then I found out that uh, the stream crashed, and I was just looking at it. I'm like, oh no, what do I do? And I realized there was nothing I could do. The stream crashed. Painful stuff, honestly. R.I.P. me. The back hair inside, and to the back hair, let's darker out. And so this is the third color. Let's go underneath everything, and let's call this, what call it, this armor 1. That's what I'm gonna call this, and I'm just gonna start filling it all in. This is underneath everything, so that's pretty useful. Good. Means you don't need to worry too much about accidentally, filling over, some of your other art, because what other, what's it gonna spill over, right? Is this light underneath? It probably is. There. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make it green. This bit here, I'm gonna make it green. Let's do a bit of a color invert. Hell yeah. paradigm shift. The colors have been inverted. I think I'm doing pretty good so far. Like compared to this, okay, this is a much higher resolution. There's a lower resolution, but I feel like it's better. I mean, granted, it's not much lower, maybe half, but it's not bad. Because one thing I've recently learned, okay, which I've honestly like realized I always kind of messed up on, is basically you don't need to show all of the character. Like you can see in every single art here, I'm basically showing the full character. I've just been kind of been compelled to do that, and I've just thought about it. I'm like, you know what? What if I try not showing every single bit of the character? And you, hey, like over here, legs cut off, but the posing's better than everything else so far. Although you don't have, can't see it. I don't know. It's a trade-off. It's a trade-off, and I like trade-off. Focus on those eyes. Get them colored in. Okay, this should be good. Hmm. And now go back to armor 1 and I got to fill out this area over here. So I'm going back, I'll fill this out. And now I'm going back to green. It does a little. I guess this should. Oh wait, I think this part also dark blue, armor 1. Oh, hold up a second. So you're 2 minutes late in the stream. Oh my god. Okay, hold up a second. So, how much of a delay is there then? Like, how much of a delay actually is there if you were like 2 minutes late in the stream? Okay. Like, if I say something like, okay, write in the chat now. Okay. I'm going to assume that now there's only like a 15 to 20 minute, 15 to 20 second delay. Oh, oh, that's wonderful. So the technical issues are not my issue, not my domain alone. Yeah, okay, so that you're about half a minute behind me, maybe at maximum. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I certainly won't. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Oh, that's so good. Let's fill out this area over here. Well, yeah, it could be a lot worse. Like, like like what's the point of having a live audience if I'm not able to talk to them? I chose the setting where I'd be able to talk, with the least amount of delay, but you know, what happens happens. Fine. Okay. So now I'm pretty close being done with this. Well, I say done with this. I'll have to adjust the colors after I fill them all in, because that's kind of standard practice with me. With me, it's standard practice. It probably shouldn't be, but it is. it is what it is. There's nothing they can pretend about it, sugar pie. So yeah, I'm going to finish filling in the colors soon. I just gotta do this like icy color here, which honestly should probably be the same like icy blue as like this right here. But I'll leave it as this color for now, and I'll change it in a few, in a little bit once I've actually filled it all in, if I feel like I should. So yeah, did you hear my idea of just like, you know, I could take basically the most complicated panels in the comic and without context, like just remove all the text, remove the order, and just live stream myself drawing them. That could be, that potentially could be a good idea. I think it's anyway. This is I'm going to have to look into this delay issue because I'm gonna need to be a bit more certain about how much the delay is. Otherwise, I can't really just ask you a question and expect an answer. So I'm gonna talk about something else, and if I see an answer, I'll reply to that. So by the way, this fog kind of thing, because remember, this is a mix of genie form, the naive genie, elemental, uh, the monster time form, just savage, pure rage, power, and the Valkyrie form, which is I'd basically say like a samurai-esque form. That's kind of how I'd kind of boil it down to. I suppose. I don't. What would be the best thing? Like seasoned warrior, right? But what is this form then, right? If the third form is the seasoned warrior, what is this, right? Is this also a seasoned warrior? Can there be two seasoned warrior forms? I think it'd be probably more apt to call this something akin to I don't know, sage form, essentially. It's basically the form, the culmination of everything, you know? The power of Monster Time, the precision of Valkyrie, and the malleability of Genie Trigger. Mechanically, I genuinely do not know what it is, and probably might not know, because, it just kind of flies over my head. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that my friends described it to me, but you know, I don't play warlocks. Specifically, I've played one warlock maybe, and I've not played that kind of warlock. So it's just kind of over my head, like, what exactly can they do? And there's also some homebrew elements thrown in, which it's homebrew. It could mean literally anything. Sorry, even when I was a GM, I barely knew what half these things did. I mostly had to rely on common sense, and my memory was rubbish, so I wouldn't be able to just remember everything. So to any viewer who happens to watch this in the future, and magically you happen to you managed to watch all the way until 1 minute and half an hour, 1 hour and 34 minutes into the stream. Why don't you let me know any of your thoughts in the comments below, right? There are going to be comments below. Feel free to write whatever you want in there, give me feedback, give me ideas, just tell me, oh no, you suck, you sound monotonous. Yeah, I mean, that's also fair. That's a fair concept. You could basically, if you say that, I'll have to think about, well, maybe try talking the other way. Because I wanna I wanna not sound monotonous. I wanna sound, fun. I don't know if fun's the right word. I wanna sound happy. I wanna sound interested because I am happy. I am interested, but I don't know. I'm not able to. It's so strange. I also want to be better at talking, and maybe being better at talking and being entertaining don't match hand in hand. Maybe I gotta just, let out my inner grumbling. Just maybe that'll work. Maybe that might be fun. That might be fun too. I'm not gonna doubt that, but I don't know. I don't know. I guess everything depends on, you know, what other people think, and I honestly don't know what other people think unless they actually tell me. So, well, whatever. If you got anything you want to say in the comments, just let me know. Okay, I am so close to being done. I think I am so close. I'm good. Change this color. There we go. Yeah, let's see. That's roughly what that would look like. Right? Let's not question it. Pretty close to being done. What I need right now is the hammer. The hammer basically, I guess, would have the same color as layer 1. Oops, don't push that button. Armor 1. So I'm gonna like fill this out. And I'm gonna use this as the what's coming out the hammer as well. Look. Are you still there? Is anyone in my chat? It's very likely there's no one in my chat. Oh, well. Is it better if I live stream? Or is it better if I talk? If I record? I don't know, I think like live streaming is just a bit more fun for this, but in general. Oh, probably both. Yeah, I should probably mix both in. No reason to give one up to you do the other one, both are fully functional things you can do in this site. Yeah, probably what I'll try doing. Yeah, I also in case you are listening, I also tried live streaming on Twitch. It didn't work out. Well, mostly because, I just did it. I didn't have any like beforehand you know, I didn't set anything up beforehand being like, "Hey, I'm going to go live soon." I just literally went live. And obviously no one was there. And I drew the flower goddess LD in that Twitch stream, and you've seen it. 100% degenerate artist confirmed. Okay, I'm. And you know what? I want to. Yeah, let's take a look at what I've done. Zoom in, scroll down. There's no shading yet, obviously, but I feel like I've colors. I mean, it's the same color she's been using all this time. What if I make it? No, that's not gonna work. What if I make gray? Oh, I like that. Darker? Don't like that as much. Okay, I like this one. color 1, color 2, color 1, color 2. I'm a fan of this. Oh, I have to quickly double check. Am I still live? I am still live, but that works. I am. Uh, I I can't believe it, but I guess I'm still alive. Sure. Okay. So, just quickly double checking what I'm looking at, right? Just zoom out, back in. Ah, no worries, man. Don't worry about it, bro. Uh, so yeah, basically, I had. What do you think of this? What do you think? How do you think it came out? Yeah, R E W. Oh, yes, I'm live. Yes, I know. I checked. I saw. Oh god, the delay between you and me is at least almost a minute. At least a minute, probably. Thanks. Uh, so as this, there we go. This specific taste in that glow. This bit of the glow specific can be separate and a bit less potent. I think I'm going to call this complete for now. There's still the thing is there's still coloring left to do. And hold up, what time is it? Do I have any time? I have some time. You know, what? I'm gonna do some light shading, just a little bit of light shading. I'm gonna save new file. Okay, I'm gonna save as a new file. I'm gonna go in, open this, just add in some shading. What side would I want the light to be from though? Just really quickly go up here, determine that. I will determine that by basically being like okay, this will the light will be up here, let's say. And so basically now I'm just trying to add in some amount of shading. I might give up on the shading bit. We'll see. You know? But yeah, I do want to say I will probably include like maybe in a link. Yeah, maybe in a link or something I'll be definitely putting this on Twitter or something like that, and I'll put in the link like where you can find this, like in the description. I'll put a link in the description as to where you can find this. Yeah, this should be decent, at least. Case, filter, blur, Gaussian blur, a bit of blur. That should be nice looking. Oh god damn it, if I start shade, When will it stop? Oh well, I've committed. I've committed. I've committed to sharing it. So I shall do the sharing. Why is the chat thing saying I'm not there? I have genuine all this is what I'm interfacing with, okay? I'm just seeing this. This is from OBS, okay? I'm literally just seeing things here. I don't have the window open separately. Although I suppose I could click on this and hold up 1 second. Where the music go? The music stops. Over here. Okay, I've got this, okay, I can see the actual chat. Okay, hold up. Why is that repeating? Oh, I see. Don't worry about that too much. So I'm looking at the delay, okay? There seems to be a 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only a 4 second delay between me apparently. Huh? And if I just say something in the chat, uh, testing, testing, okay. Yeah, well, you can see and you can kind of get a rough estimate, I guess. Oof. But yeah, I suppose I'll just keep that open on the side instead, so I can just look at myself and be like, okay, right, I guess I'm live. Huh? That's probably a better idea. That it's instant for you. I mean, I don't know why it's not instant for you. So strange. Okay, hold up 1 second. Hello there. Testing. I just wrote that. And 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I counted till 17 and I saw it. Well, now, actually, now I think. Yeah, I think that it should be like just a several second delay. It shouldn't be anything like too ridiculous. I don't think so. Because I'm seeing like when I zoom in, I'm just looking at over there, I just see it happen like 5-6 seconds later. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Nice knowing it's not a huge delay. At least as huge delay as I thought it would be. And so I'm now going in. Oh god, I'm doing the shading on the individual chainmail pieces. What am I doing? What am I doing? God. I'm going to definitely try live streaming when I make like the big the coolest bits of like the comic or whatnot, right? I'll probably be doing this like with the most attention to detail. I think it'll probably be a good idea. Just because like yeah, just because like I feel like I feel like I'm able to do a lot better job like this. Let's see. And now armor 3 I'm working on. Let's do no, armor 1. Shading for armor 1 should be more blue. More blue. No, more green. No, that's light. Oh, no. More. Okay, this might work. There we go. Fair enough. I don't know. I guess because right now I'm just focusing on, you know, I'm focusing on the art, talking, and I honestly don't know why this would be any, more focused than regular me. This it doesn't even make any sense. Regularly, I just be like, just putting in earphones, listening to. I wouldn't even put in earphones. To be fair, I just listen to YouTube and draw. And now, while I'm actively trying to chat, I'm somehow doing better. I don't understand me. I'm like, I'm built different, I'm built wrong. Oh. And now, once again, I've kind of moved away from trying to be a bit clearer about what I'm talking about, and I'm just like, oh yeah, bro, like it's a casual conversation. I have to like kind of figure out like the exact like what exactly am I doing, with my voice, because I kind of like one of the biggest things. But I guess I'll eventually figure it out. The biggest thing is I don't want to be obviously fake about it. So that's easy enough to just be like, okay, just don't change your tone of your voice too much, and that'll be fine. But I don't want to sound boring. I don't want to be boring. I want to be mildly entertaining, at least somewhat entertaining. Entertaining enough for people to actually sit around and watch. Da-da-da. It's a mental process. Since you're talking about what you're doing, you're committing more of your mind, so less of it can wander. That makes sense. That makes sense. I don't know if I'm gonna be shading this like fully, completely, because I've got other things to do. But I'll commit, you know, enough time to make this look proper. Okay, looking pretty good right about now. I don't think there's too much more else to see. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. A radius of about 37. We'll see Control V. And let's just see. And yeah, this looks fine. So now let's just add in the light. Light. So this one, let's copy that. Let's just get that gleam on this, because this is armor, right? Armor has a pretty harsh light. Like if it's on skin or something, it's not usually that harsh unless it's like a stylized setting. Isn't isn't the current Snuffy also just speaking normally? Am I mistaken? Because I saw just a tiny bit of her stream, but she didn't seem to be doing much with her voice. Also, like, I know natural is better, but what specifically is natural? Like, I want my voice to be better, okay? So what does it mean to be natural? Like, if I'm just talking normally, it's just like, but it shouldn't be boring, you know? Like, I don't want to bore myself either. I suppose I've decided that you know, I guess what naturally came to me is just this specific voice, but just a little bit of an improvement needs to be made. I want to be a little bit clearer about how I enunciate things, you know? I want to be a little bit more, has some emotion in my voice. Although, that's just what it sounds like to me. When I listen to the recording later, I'm going to be like, oh, I had no emotion at all. I always sounded bored. Okay. But yeah, the thing is, like, skin usually has soft lighting. Armor and stone and stuff like that, if it's shiny, like, usually has much harsher lighting. Okay? Now, if skin is going to be lit harshly, that's usually like a very specific effect, you know? That's an effect that people are going for, because again, fabric, skin, soft material that shouldn't be shiny will not be like this, have the hard gleam. The hard gleam is kind of like you'd only have it like during like sunset or something, like strong light, then everything will be gleam, you know. Otherwise, it's just a matter of like you know how do I specifically say this? Otherwise, it's just a matter of material. How shiny is the material? Armor should be shiny, ideally. If it's not shiny, like if it's like this and like this, hold up, like this, right? Then you could understand of like, okay, just looking at, you can tell it's not particularly shiny. Maybe it's a bit old armor, right? And you just add a few like nicks and whatnot, and there you can just be like, oh, old armor. Okay. But if you have like that shine, okay, then you can tell like, oh, this is armor that's been fairly cleaned. Even if you do have a little bit of cracks or whatnot, it'll still be like, well, that's armor that is well maintained. You can tell a lot by lighting. Lighting's super important. Shading and all that nonsense. It's painful. It's painful how important it is. But yeah, you just gotta be really careful with it. So Hawkins. All right. Let's go in here. Let's try. Oh, maybe? Yeah, that might work. I'm going with like the green light effect, the green shadow effect. That's kind of what I'm. One. Okay. We're making some solid progress, and honestly, we're pretty close to being done with this. Once I get the shading good enough, I'll basically be like, okay, and that's what I've done. And I'll show it to that other guy. I'll post it on Twitter. I'll put a link. You'll eventually see a link in the description below. If you don't see a link, then it probably means I did not post it. In which case, I am so sorry. But yes, you will see a link eventually. By the time you, random person, have come across this video, you might see the link. It is entirely possible. It's also entirely possible that you're gonna see the video, you're gonna watch for a minute or so, and you're gonna stop watching, and so it's gonna be mostly irrelevant whether it has a link or not. But I believe in you, random viewer of the future. I thoroughly believe in you. And what does that mean? Not much. I just believe that more people will see this video after it goes live, Yeah, after it's done being live, then anyone would have seen it while it is live. Like, I don't know, I'm just looking at this right now. It says two people are watching right now, and I feel like I might be one of those two people, which is, oh, don't worry about it. It's fine, it's fine. Thanks for sticking around, man. The video, like the VOD will be not the VOD. The live stream should be done pretty soon. I'm just I'm just gonna be wrapping up soon. Like now I've just got to just do the hair and it should be good. Like as you can see here, I've done most of it. There's just a little bit left and I should be ready to stop. Okay, I need to do the hair and the green also. So in this green, luckily this green I probably don't have to like focus on uh focus on lighting. I'll just do the shading bit. Simple enough. Just follow the same things here as what I've done above. And this should be fine. Wait, there's two of us now? What do you mean there's two of us? There are two watchers? It's because I've got the live stream open over here just so that I can actually see things properly. Because I don't know why, I just feel like I feel safer seeing the actual live stream than I do seeing like, you know, how do I best describe it? Yeah, seeing the OBS overlay, which doesn't feel as helpful, honestly, because the OBS overlay doesn't tell me when YouTube suddenly disconnects me or when it crashes. But if I'm looking at the live stream, then I'll at least know, like, oh, hey, the live stream is dead stream now. Oh no. I'll at least know. Versus if I'm just looking over here, okay, yeah, chat says two people watching. I'm pretty sure I count as one of them. I if it I hope it doesn't count me because I am signed in as myself. So hopefully it doesn't. Like, I'm not signed as a random person. Just look over here. I'm signed in as me, Astral Mushroom, down here in the bottom, right? It says right here, analytics, edit video. So hopefully it doesn't count me and someone else is watching. In which case, hello, mysterious stranger. How are you doing? As you can see here, this art is nearly done. In fact, it's so close to being done. There's only two things left essentially, like the hair. Okay, the hair needs some shading, and these wings in the back. The hammer is just a little bit of shading on hammer, and we will be done. We will be good. Oh god, that's good. How long have I been streaming? Who knows? Looking at the back, it says 2 hours. Oh, glorious, glorious. 2 hours of streaming. Oh no. What have I done? Okay, delete that really quickly. Yeah, so this shading, I've deleted the blurred copy because I just realized I should have been shading this also over here. So yeah, really quickly, I'll be shading the tiara as well. There's a little bit of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Some details over here. This one over here as well. Shading the insides just a bit. And okay. Okay, this should be good. Oh, I can also post this in the community tab. I'll definitely do that. Like whatever the end result is of what I draw, right? I will be also posting in the community tab on YouTube, so you can probably see it there too. I'll maybe post a link to that as well, because yeah, probably makes sense. Uh, Tiara, just add a few here. I'm not gonna put a blur on the tiara. There's no need. It's fine. Okay, so now the hair. Okay, hold up. Just sippy break. Get some water. Really important. I'm gonna go in here. I want to just really quickly add the light eyes. And I'm pretty proud of how this piece came out so far. So let's go hair shading. How will I do the hair shading? Sure. I'm pretty proud of this so far. Hey, Cantarellus, do you think it'd be cool, like if tomorrow I stream, like what scene, what shot from chapter 4 do you think would be the coolest thing to start with, for the stream? I guess, do you want to start with like the very first shot? Because I think there are several, there are a few good shots in there. Also, it's a matter of like, I too was like at the very start, I was like, oh, I don't want to show, like when I was making a few videos, when I was making a few videos, like I was just like, I don't want to show off like all of the characters, so I'm gonna do like when I'm gonna try the animation, I'm gonna like silhouette most of the characters, and then I realized all of the characters are on the front cover, so blurring it does nothing. Oh wait, how about this? Do you want me to instead tomorrow uh go and do the front cover and recolor it on stream? Because the front cover, honestly, I'm a little bit iffy. Also, I want to correct Aldo a bit. Aldo is almost fine. It's just, I don't know, I wanted to look a bit more derpy. And uh that's not in this chapter. That's in the next chapter, isn't it? I'm talking about the stuff I drew, right? The one with the roughs. What do you want me to do the line art and coloring for first? You know what? We can talk in Discord properly after this. For right now, I'm gonna try and get this dealt with. Okay, now let's blur the hair shade. And let's get light on this. Yeah, so you don't need to worry about chatting right now. You can send me a Discord or something like that, you know? We can talk about this properly without a 30-second delay between us. Oh, God. Live stream is an interesting thing. Someone's eventually gonna watch this later. Someone might actually find this entertaining. That'd be cool. You know what? Those are both good picks. Yep. So as soon as the stream's over, I'll just I'll shoot a message at you, uh, and you know, we can discuss, you know. But yep, either of those two do they sound like probably some of the best picks from the chapter? Yeah, they were. Yeah, yeah, of course. And now we are so close to being done. I'm gonna just double check now. Control C, Control V. Okay. Filter blur, Gaussian blur. Yep. Let's add that hair shine in, and then let's take this shine and let's reduce it. And now let's add in this. See if we can. I swear to God, I always hit about the hair shine lines. Okay, this should be almost good. Let's just take that, go full send, paste that. Uh-huh. Let's take the light, shine the light on this thing. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Add in the shine on that hammer. Okay, now then add the darkness in here as well. And copy, blur, strong blur. And okay, I oh, I want to say I'm done. I want to say I so want to say I'm done. Not done yet. I just got to be quick. Lower this. There's only one little bit left. This. Specifically because of these bones. So I'm gonna like add the shade in here. Countdown to me being done is basically like I think 3 minutes at most. Oh. I don't know. I feel like I'm a lot more entertained just doing this. You know, talking to myself essentially. Well, talking to you, future viewers also, and just drawing. Maybe I was cut out I was cut out for this, essentially. Not for success, just for this. And maybe a few other people might be as well. I guess we'll find out. I imagine that Cantarellus had to step up for a call. Oh yeah, I don't know why I'm saying this now, but okay, to anyone who lacks context. I did say it when he came in, but Cantarellus is the author. And if you look at the channel description, Astral Mushroom is an artist-author duo. So basically, he's half the channel essentially. Although he's not really in the channel, I'm kind of messing around with the channel on my own just because I was like, yeah, I want to do stuff. I want to try stuff out, right? He is the author of the comic. Now, Astral Mushroom was basically made to do the comic. The comic is the main purpose of Astral Mushroom. It's the reason d'etre. So we're working on a comic together. The details of which I'll share soon. Oh, I don't know if I'd call it soon. Eventually. Eventually, I'll share the details. Probably next live stream, maybe. Who knows? Like, cause I might just work on that, right? But yeah, basically the idea is we're working on a comic together. I made already a few chapters beforehand, and then I just realized that they weren't good enough. They weren't really up to they have the quality. I wasn't really proud of them. So, because his story was pretty good, but my art was not quite there. So I decided, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make it again. So I started redoing everything. I went ahead and I planned out everyone. I made a proper character sheet for every single person. All the main characters. I read the different cover. I'm a lot prouder of it. Although I might want to change the coloring a bit now. Not really the coloring so much as I want to redo the shading specifically. Because I think I might have gone a bit like... Oh, well, the shading was on my mind because I just signed this Starlighting instead of Starlighter. Me stupid. Remember that. Starlight, Starlighter, either or, it's kind of the same. Like Starlight is what I like being called, but my username everywhere is Starlighter because Starlight's such a common name, it's obviously taken everywhere. And here, nice. And I'm gonna take everything which I've got here. Okay, Control C, Control V, merge. Luminosity 0, make it super dark. Oh no. Oh. No. Control Z. Before I merge, okay, go down, delete the canvas base. Okay, now right click, merge, bring it into outlines. Right, take the canvas base, bring it down, and I'm gonna call this shad. And now just bring it down, and you see here 0. Control Z, Control V, and now just blur it. Hide that layer, Gaussian blur. And this is how you could just get a fairly cool drop down effect, and you just reduce the opacity quite a bit, and it just feels pretty good. What do you think? I'm quite happy with it. And I'm gonna close. And oh yeah, one last thing to do here, right? Because of what these particular things are, I'm just gonna take that light, which is where was it? Up here somewhere. This light, just take that light. I'm gonna take the soft, and I'm just going to fade in that light over here, because let's be honest, I don't need to this material is very strange material because it's kind of material-esque. So I said I'm just gonna, there we go, nice, simple, no need to overcomplicate things. Anyway, it's been fun. Thanks for sticking around. And if you watch this video and you somehow make it all the way till the end here, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, bye. This is where I'm going to end it. And where am I? So, uh, bye.